Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be looking at my build for the Ikea HOL storage box that I've got. I've taken a standard Ikea HOL square storage box. It's got mesh sides to it. It's wooden but got mesh sides, and I've added a Philips Hue colour changing bulb into the centre of it. I'm going to show you what I've done and how I've done it, and also what kind of effect it gives you at the end. Okay, here's what we've got. Here's a little rundown of the box. As you can see, it's got a wooden lid. It's all wooden and all got mesh holes in it, which is quite good for what we want because it allows the light to pass through. It's quite a nice decent size, a square cube, and the lid fits on loose, so you could hinge it. I've seen some people have hinged it as well, but for me I just like to have it loose slotted on top. In terms of what we're going to use, I've got a standard Philips Hue colour changing bulb. I've got a standalone clip-on light holder, although for this purpose we're not actually using the clip. This just plugs into the mains and you can either clip or attach it onto things as you see fit. So that's basically all we've got. Also what we've got, let me just show you here, is a frosted panel, and that's what I'm going to use for the insides, just to give you a bit of diffusion so the light isn't directly coming out as harsh and you won't be able to see the bulb. So where I'm going to put the panels on the inside are around here. You can see cover all four sides. Don't need to cover the bottom obviously, and I'm also going to cover the top as well. Gives it a nice effect, nice frost effect. I'm using a a white frosting, not a coloured frosting. You can get coloured ones, and you could get coloured ones and put a white bulb in there, and it would give you a similar effect. But obviously, you're going to only have one colour. As for attaching the light fitting, at the moment I'm just planning on hooking it over and probably using cable ties to attach it to the back. Not going to screw it on or anything like that at this point. If I decide to repurpose it for anything else, it leaves me that option. Okay, now what we're going to look at is the after. This is one, you might have noticed it's a slightly different top. I used a slightly different top for this one. But we've got, you can see all the clear panels I've attached using double-sided tape to the inside to give that diffusion effect. I've left a little hole in the back panel so I can cable tie it on, and I've cable tied the lamp holder through the back. At the moment I've left the cable over the back. I could have put the cable through the one of the holes at the bottom, but that means I have to rewire it, and as I say, if I decide to change what I'm going to do with this later, it makes it easier to adapt it and reuse it. Frosting on the top as well gives a nice diffusion effect. So that's the build as it stands. So here we are looking at the colours, just going through to red, and you can see the effect it gives on the inside. Quite harsh on the inside, but when you look at it from the outside, it's a lot better. Let's just put the lid on. Camera doesn't quite do it justice of seeing it in person, but in a minute I will show you it with the lights out. At the moment we're going to purple, and then blue, and then green. Different colours work better than others. White actually works surprisingly well. It's quite surprising. White actually does look quite nice and clear and crisp. Okay, now we're going to look at it at night. Turn the lights off, and here we go. Bright white. Really does look good. Really stands out. Gives a nice effect. It's quite nice as just a table you can put things on. You could have it changing through colours automatically using the Hue app. I just tend to do it manually. Here's just cycling through different colours. I tend to find the best colours are blues, reds, greens and white, as I previously said. For me, the reds and the blues really, especially if you've got other colours, other coloured lights in the room which are doing the same thing, it does have a nice effect going on. As you can see, the blue, I think that's my favourite, and then we're really fading down here, really subtle, not so subtle. It's best to be one of those things you just play with and see what you're happy with. Well, I hope you found that interesting. I've got a few more thoughts on this build. There are a few things I could have done differently. I could have used different bulbs. As I said, I could have used the white bulb and either had coloured frosting or just normal white frosting, and it just only have a white or whichever coloured frosting you had. You could have also used a light strip. You could have had a light strip wound round the inside, or to be honest, any kind of Hue product you could have used. Even used a play bar or a few play bars in there. The other thing I have thought about for future is splitting each section off. So at the moment you've got 5 panels, top, 2 sides and the front and back. I did actually think about if I put some cross dividers in there, I could have a separate bulb for each section and therefore a separate colour for each section. So I could have like a rainbow effect, whether I'd have a different one for the top, or whether I'd blank off the top and just have the sort of the 4 sides, or I'd have the 3 facing sides and then the top. I don't know, I'm not too sure, but it does leave sort of avenues to explore if I'm going to look at this in the future. So maybe you want to try it yourself. I think it's quite a good idea. It's a nice effect. It sits in a lounge, especially when all the lights are dimmed down, and this can be sitting there cycling through the colours. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favourite builds. Thank you very much. If you'd like to like and subscribe, as always, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.